Greetings, my Rantians. Hope you all are doing well today, and welcome to another episode of the Anno 1800 modded campaign. We are finally here, starting off on Imperium Army Group Center little by little. Before we jump into today's episode, I just want to mention to everybody that I do officially have a Rantian Twitch account. Yes, that is where I'm going to probably prioritize a lot of streaming going forward, because it's nice to, at least get a jump start on building a presence on that forum as well. So if you guys would do me this immense honor on heading over there and following, if you're interested in live streams or all that good stuff, the link is in the description. It's also on the main channel page. Also want to let everybody else know that, we are still working to reach the sub goal by the end of the year, 10,000 Rantians. Fingers crossed it'll happen. I'm really doing my best, my absolute best, to make sure that it happens. So if you are new here and you feel like this is a cool place to be, you want to be a part of our growing community, by all means, right over there, one click away, and check out the Discord as well. Link is in the description along with the Instagram. Now let's jump into some roleplay here. The Imperium's third fleet has finally made it here in the border regions, which is what we really wanted as far as like the Rantian perspective. However, in so doing, it has caused tensions to rise, not only in this region, but between us and the Empire of La Corona. They haven't done anything directly to us. It has been indirect. And what I mean by indirect is there have been some saboteurs.
Celebrate your leadership.
Minus that, some saboteurs that we have apprehended. There have been some raiding parties that have attempted to come in, which we have intercepted and completely destroyed. And I have heard that on New Albion, there are some agitators starting up, so we'll have to go over there and see what's going on. But I'm not certain whether that is inspired by La Corona or if it indeed is the situation there. Must mention, though, that the Chancellor of New Albion has been very, very, very kind to us and started us off with some initial supplies to get our troops off of our ships and into Imperium Army Group Center as quickly as possible. However, now looking at the perspective of New Albion, this is what is happening. There are agitators that are spreading through the working class, and it is interfering with their own productions, their own stability, and hopefully, this will be mitigated as quickly as possible by making sure that Rantium itself does not get involved. That is one of the main issues that I currently have. Because if we were to get involved, then we would either A, hopefully rectify the situation, or B, seen as domineering over these people, unless they want to rise up and, be another adversary, in which we do not want that whatsoever. We work so hard to get their population back, their settlement back, so we really do not want to see this escalate any further. We're going to have to really pay attention to this development, and hopefully it'll rectify itself. Fingers crossed. I have faith in the Chancellor. He was incredible. It's Delta, so I know Delta would do the best job possible to make sure that this situation will be handled properly. However, now, as we look to Imperium Army Group Center, we have a pretty decent map size. Now, there was a fire somewhere. I have no clue. Oh, Lord. Okay, all right. So, that's embarrassing. Yeah. Can we rebuild? Yeah, that's great. That's great. Oh, the school's on fire. Okay, that's not. How about we get rid of this home really quick? And I think it might be a very, very good idea to potentially put down a fire station right over here. Volunteers. Yeah, can you guys get rid of all that? Because that's not oh boy. Well, I did talk about diplomatic incidents and, rising tensions and all that. Tell me that this isn't a saboteur that's caused this fire over here in Morteau, and probably going to blame it on us. I'm just putting that out there. We have to send Imperium intelligence in here if we're so allowed to. Or the Kingdom of Sapin might have their own Imperium or intelligence agency in order to deal with all that. So, the main thing for Imperium Army Group Center is as follows. We need to have our main base of operations here in order for us to be able to launch offensive campaigns in this region and towards the New World. This is the only way we can do it. We don't have any access to other Imperium supply lines because that's too far away. So what we're going to do, and that's why we've been relying on our city-state allies and protectorates, we have to get this place built up really freaking fast. And the most important thing at the moment to work on is to get our soldiers off of these ships and into some barracks. So the cool thing is, now we're going to be doing a little bit of a mod showcase here. And I want to mention to everybody, and this, I'm going to start off by saying it like this. Adagio is the one that came up with this idea, which is to do a top 10 or 15 recommended mod list for anybody who's interested and is a new player to Anno 1800 from a veteran's point of view. And I really like that idea. So I'm going to be working on that video a little bit here and there. I'm not sure when it'll come out, but I'm definitely going to be working on it because it is a top tier level idea. Where are the ruins? Oh, this is just getting worse, isn't it? Well, I mean, they're burning the artisan homes. Would we really care about them? No, not necessarily. I also did get 2 new RAM sticks, and I put them in the computer, so we'll see if this thing crashes today. They're double the strength, so we'll see. But yeah, getting back to the military academy, they have designed this very, very well, in which it's similar to that of like a museum, a zoo, or something like that, in which you do have like pavings and whatnot, but then you also have military campus housings, so that you have like stuff like this. I think we need to have soldiers in order for that to work, but we also do have these campus extensions, which we can put specialists and such in that'll help out the surrounding radius, potentially like any, you know, building chain that you have in there. Those things will definitely help out. And then obviously a music pavilion. I think music pavilion is actually a nice touch with it. I really do. And as you can see, these are all the different items that you can get. Now, they're actually part of the main set of items that you can get in Anno 1800. So you don't have to go crazy trying to find them. For example, with the Perforian blueprints, you have all 3 of the individuals there. Defensive support. Now, I don't know what each one of these do specifically because I've never played around with it before. So we're going to have to really, you know, buckle down and figure out, how can we make this work? This module accessible. Okay, so we need to start getting the barracks buildings set up. And the first thing we want to do, I guess, is to figure out where do we want the encampments to be, and then where do we want the homes and canteens and all that good stuff. So the main building is going to be here. I'm thinking about like a wall of some sort, maybe around. I'm not sure yet.
The fire left ruins behind.
How bad? Oh, not too bad. I honestly think it could have been worse. What we do need, though, is we need some sails. So can I tactically, I say it this way, tactically procure some sails from New Albion? I know y'all got enough problems going on right now, but I kind of need some sails. Otherwise, we're not getting any encampments. What the hell? Oh, there's apparently another one. So let's start off with getting some encampment buildings set up. Because they can be changed out, I think we'll be just fine. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Where's that other building? Those are defenses. Military headquarters. Yeah, I think I want to put down a military headquarters and build around this, because we can actually get some housing stuffs around this too. Maybe we can put down the top here. Because there's a little ridge over on this side, isn't it? Hold on. I'm being indecisive. That's my bad. Don't worry about it. Just ignore me. Just ignore me. Probably for the best. Get 2 rows of this, and then 2 rows of this right over here. We already have our banners in the front, but we are going to move them a little bit further back. But this guy... Oop.
Workforce shortage.
Okay. Yeah. Listen, champ. We're working on it. We're getting them out here. Okay? Okay. Thank you. And also, banner. Get these roads built up around them, and then do the exact same with this side. I also want to start working on the fort preparations. So let's get this thing going. What do we need for it exactly? Okay, well, we have everything we need. Oh, right. We also do need to start with the commuter piers. Now, the commuter piers are only going to be built in between Imperium held territory, which means Imperium Army Group Center, for now, Karlsvaha, which is our castrum, and Imperial Albahan. So these are the only places that are going to be having a... Oh, well, Oh, I can build this on the water? No kidding. No way. Okay. Okay, hold up, hold up. Did I build this one over here yet? No, I didn't. What is wrong with me today? I'm trying my best to, like, keep it together, but holy crap, like, I feel like there's something wrong with me. I mean, there is something wrong with me. My stomach's killing me, dude. I have no idea what the heck is going on. Or I might. I'm just, I don't know. I'm rambling. I'm rambling. Just, I'm gonna build that there, and then I'm gonna also build a commuter pier over in the back corner here. So now we have access between Rantians from Imperial Albahan going towards Imperium Army Group Center, which means we can start working on the fort preparations for at least the initial step right now, because we do have enough engineers in order to manage this, and a lot of resources too. We just need to get the encampments. So that airship should be over here. I need to get some sails, and y'all have a bunch. So I'm just going to max it out, really, and bring it down to the army group now.
Adjusting for winds.
And I think, like, over here, I did mention that Imperium level tech is, you know, technically the dirtiest of all the jobs. So we are going to have a lot of industry over here that are going to be run by our soldiers exclusively. There's 10,000 that are coming here. You see what I did there? You see what I did? Okay. So we're going to have 10,000 at least that are going to be working. And the cool thing about that is the soldier class does have access to these really nifty warehouses. So they're going to really help us out. 150 for that's not bad. The influence cost, on the other hand, that kind of sucks, which our influence kind of is lacking due to the fact that we don't have a lot of influence gained to begin with. We're going to need a canteen or something. Oh, this can be built up right here. I kind of like its position. So let's put that there. I'm just waiting for that airship to arrive, which it is indeed coming now. Encampments. I'm going to build a couple more right here. Put a couple more right over here. Send it out. About there. What did I do on the side? Let's extend it. Oh, because I really want every single one of these guys to just get in as quickly as possible. We're also going to have to build the field hospitals and the training grounds, which we're going to produce the armaments and such over here to begin with. We don't really want to have to rely on our protectorates at the moment to get all that stuff going. We can do it ourselves. And let's hold on to this airship just for a little bit. Connect up there. Connecting here. Perfect. Okay, let's get these guys built up. Nice. Now, you're going to go all the way... Okay, not over to there. Okay. So, maybe another canteen over here in this corner. This side is fine. Man, this thing's going to look so sick once it's fully built up. I honestly feel like it's going to be really freaking... And the first thing we're going to need is definitely going to be the hospital. So let's get the field hospital, at least maybe one right over on this side. And then the second one would be over here. And we need to start off with the basics with regards to, like, the sanitation facilities, the timber productions, which we're going to have over here. Let me see. Every single time I record, the damn recycling and or garbage truck decides it wants to show up. It's fantastic. It's great. I'd love to see it. Maybe not put the sanitation facility right next to a hospital. Get rid of this one. We'll put the sanitation...
Production has stopped.
Another sanitation facility over here. Because we're going to need the dung. And we do have
People
saltpeter
celebrate your leadership.
That's nice. Okay, get rid of that. We do have saltpeter over here too. And we can give them grain. We can make them the bread. We can give them everything they need, really. The bread is the first thing that we're going to have to provide to them. So maybe we find a spot that we're not planning on building a hell of a lot of industry, which is not fantastic. I think maybe over here. That's not a bad spot to get initially started on with our bread productions. Where is this going? Oh, that's a little ridge over there too. No kidding. Okay, well that's interesting to see. Let's get this down to here. To about right there. I think I'm going to have the farm fields in between. Where's the grain? Okay, there it is. Grain farm. Definitely don't want those. We do have oil on this island as well. Where's the oil deposits? I don't see them. Oh, they're all the way in the back there. Oil springs? Pretty cool. You know what? This is the same Anno Union island that I'm working on for my one island campaign. Huh. That's the put some of the hyperbole. I need you to work. That's what brings me. Okay. And build that. Need at least 2 to 1. And I think what I might just end up doing is copying the exact same design. This is 90? Yo, that looks really nice. What the heck? Okay. Alright, I'm not even going to worry about it. 2 of those, we'll start that up right now. We don't have the river flour mills over at this spot, but at least we're starting up on this. Now, what I was talking about with regards to the, like, for example, the small warehouses, you can put these in front and they're going to work a little bit harder, which I do want to do that. Because ultimately getting the stuff from, you know, utilizing their workforce is going to be insane. Food and drink, we can give them 1 pound fish, if not... Oh, really? Wait a minute, can I give them their mail? Can you give them their mail? Oh, I don't even have any lead. Yeah, I need to start working on the lead because we need coin. We need the lead smelters. We need a whole bunch of stuff. We don't have a lot of a workforce
shortage.
Yeah, I know, clown. It's because I built this. And I can't stop it because it's just active. It's an on-active thing. It looked cool, so I was going to do it. How many do they want as far as bread is concerned? They want 2. That's still fine. Yeah, let's get this going. I want to get some bread out here as quickly as possible. This is going to be an advanced one. It would work with electricity, but I don't think I want to put those here quite yet. I just want to focus on, like, the basics. And then we can change it up as we progress, but right now this should be fine.
Stand to attention for the boss.
A lot of it has to do with the fact that we just don't have a population. We can probably try to fix this, though. That airship. I know we have a bunch of military uniforms over here on Imperial Albahan, which we should consider bringing over. You know what? You are over here, and you're not doing anything. Can you do me the biggest favor? We're going to bring over all... well, there are sausages in here, too. I should probably bring... Or make them over here. That works. But right now, I really, really, really want to get... Where is it? Damn it. Military. Military. There it is. That's the one that I need. I need you to bring all the military uniforms for Imperial Albahan over to center. And we need to make a new group for this. We need to name it... I'll just put the abbreviation. Perfect. So we're getting our first military uniforms out there. I'm going to throw those workloads over. We don't need them. But once we bring all that stuff in here, their population should definitely rise. And giving them cannons is simple, but upgrading them to their next tier, in which they want advanced weapons, that one is kind of going to be a little sus. Can we stockpile these in here for now? I need to bring over at least... Where's some bread? Wait, I don't need those. I need some bread. Do I even have any over here? No, I don't. Oh, that sucks. What else can I bring? What else do they want? Basic weapons. We legitimately have nothing here that'll help them. Except for the military uniforms, which I think I'll jumpstart that process. Because that's not the right clipper. I'm going to bring in at least a decent chunk. And we'll be able to see their population rise, and then the announcer will just pop up.
Production has stopped.
Pop up and tell me, oh, woeful soldiers. No kidding, clown. So this has how many phases? Oh, there's 3. Okay, that I don't know what the heck this thing's gonna do after. Is it gonna be like one major harbor defense over here? Because that looks sick. It's looking sick already. I want to get more of these guys out here. Wait a minute. Maybe around this. Let's do something like that. I kind of really want to play around with the modules and such like that. But I also want to take this. I want to take these soldiers, and I want to put them down over here. You can distinguish the fact that they're Rantian because they're wearing red. Red is one of my favorite colors. But my favorite colors, like, actually, like, for military-type uniforms, for Rantian soldiers would be predominantly black. But they don't have those black with trims. That's really cool. There's some of the military uniforms. We'll put the airship to the side. And that'll see their population rise even more. Okay. So now, basic weapons. What do we need for the basic weapons again? So we're going to need the coal mines. We're going to need the iron mines, all that good stuff, along with a lumberjack hut in order to make basic weapon factories. I think, like, weapons factories, I feel like they have to be kind of in the back here. Yeah, that's the most defensible position. I initially wanted to put the military training thingy. What was this thing called? Military headquarters up here, but I'm really considering not doing so now because I feel like the industry needs to go up there a lot more. But what we're going to do is we're going to build a road over to about this spot. This mine will have a road over here and then, like, make it too deep. Bring that to there because I need to get every single one of these mine slots linked up via road. There is a road here, so I will just continue this one over to about here and then link that up. And then how many is this? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are 5 of the mines, and then there's 3 more over on this side. Okay. There's a bunch of clay over here too. We can, like, use the clay for other things too. Obviously, our soldiers will not be able to take much advantage with it, but we can always export the clay out. I think that may not be a bad idea. So let's start with this. Let's get the mineral deposits going, 1 and 1 each. Hold on, dude. There's an iron mine, and there's a coal mine. And let's see here. I want to connect them up like so. And then, where's the small warehouse? Because I do really want them to work harder. Get that small warehouse over here. That'll help them out considerably. How fast will they be now? That's at 11 seconds.
Workforce shortage.
And you're also at 11 seconds. Still getting more people in here, which is fine. Because getting the weapons is going to be extremely important. Okay, and then we're going to need some furnaces. Now, with regards to the furnaces, that is what I'm seriously considering the advanced production chains, like these Mac Daddies. That's 15 seconds, so it'll just be a 1-to-1 ratio over here. But if I put it there, then it's going to, you know, take advantage of the workforce of soldiers that we just do not have. So I'm going to put the large furnace right over here. It's going to utilize workers with this one. And we'll start getting some steel out here as quickly as possible. You know what? Just to make life a little bit easier, I'm going to put down a basic warehouse right about here. That way they don't have to constantly go all the way to the back in order to grab it and then come back down. I do need this thing working, like, right now. And then as far as the weapons production, we're going to need lumberjack huts as well. So the lumberjack huts, they can pretty much go anywhere. I'm not really particularly picky on them. I don't think we're going to be working back here too much, so I'll put, like, maybe 2 of them down for now. Get 2 lumberjack huts, and we're going to replace these with the advanced ones later on once the island has a lot of electricity because, well, quite frankly, given the amount of industry that we're going to have on this island, we need all the help we can get. Like, oil from Imperial Albahan is needed. Definitely, we're going to be extracting the oil from here as well. That's going to be important. And we're getting our first steel out of here, which is insane. Okay, the basic weapons factory only takes 30 seconds. So this is 15. We can probably have 2 of these working at any given time.
The people celebrate your leadership.
Nice. Okay, there's the first weapons factory, and then there's the second one. Ah, yes. Breathe in the Imperium Freedom Powder. Is this it? Not yet. We're working on it. Imperium Freedom Powder is right here.
Production has stopped.
Okay, clown. I know. Whenever you go to and from, and this little buggy is going there, I know it's stopped. They can't do anything if they don't have resources. But yeah, he has the need to tell me constantly. So 420 reinforced concrete, 180 steel beams, 180 friggin' bricks, and 150 timber. Which we're bringing in resources like no tomorrow. And we'll hopefully get
We
this
lack
stuff going.
the requisite materials.
I'm gonna raise that time. I need to get some depots in here. At least it's not telling me like they're crazy low on people. It's just 51 people that we still need over here. We need... Hold on. Let's fast forward this because I really want to see the weapons production start up as quickly as possible. They're working on it now, but I want them to provide it to the people. That's the most important thing. And getting into making the artillery, we need to get the saltpeter works started. That way we can have the coal mine to provide us with gunpowder factories and make it toward the cannon factory. See, this is immersive. I do like this chain because it really is a lot better than how the base game has it with just give me steel, give me timber, and that's it. And you're going to have a cannon. No, you need the gunpowder. How the hell is the thing going to fire? Now we're at midday. That looks pretty cool. So far, so good. Okay, we're getting our first basic weapons in here. That's lovely. And now the main goal is going to be to work on getting the cannons made. So this is... We can either do this, which is a production cycle of 20 seconds, or we can go with the traditional route. Where's the traditional saltpeter works? It is... Where's the dynamite? Hello? Oh, it's right here. The traditional one is every 2 minutes. No, thank you. No, no. Yeah, no, thank you. I definitely take the 20 seconds over 2 minutes any day. All right, we're gonna have to put down the shed first, and then we're gonna put the beds down. 3, 4, and 5. So that's one. They need to have wood, and they need to have the dung put into them in order to function. Do we have a little bit of both? We're starting on the wood, and there should be, there's definitely dung coming out, so... And they're collecting what they need, so this will be a good startup. And I'd like to get a second one positioned as well. And look at that! We're in the positives with our soldier workforce, so that means 1,000 of our Rantians have now been put into the encampment so far, which is really good. I'm just gonna call them barracks buildings. I prefer calling them barracks. Encampments just I don't like that. I'd like to get another one of this set made. I don't like what I did over here with the rope. Oh man, why is my brain like... I don't even know. Look how terrible this turned out. Ew. Ew, come on. I'm better than this. So much better than this. Build that, build that. I need you to be iron. I need you to be coal. And I have to increase our influence first before I do anything. Because 331 is not particularly that high. At least anymore, given the fact that we have a metric ton of ships now. So, from all over.
We put our love into this.
So the shed is going to take 3 minutes to produce the item necessary for the saltpeter to come out. So that's why I opted to make 2 of those in preparation. But now, we need to at least put, the third one needs to be built up anyway. And we'll get coal. There we go. We get coal over there. That way we can have a gunpowder factory. And the gunpowder factory looks freaking beastly. I love this thing. It's so cool. But I don't know if I want to put it, like, right over here or maybe over here on this side. I think I like this side a little bit better. So let's put one gunpowder factory down over here. It's 15-second processing time, which is essentially going to be a 1-to-1 ratio. Get a road connected up to here. Something really freaking important that we should really consider is getting the Fire Brigade Institute built up over in these territories. Because, quite frankly, all of these things are going to be massive explosion hazards. And I would like to try to cut that down as much as I possibly can. Look at me. I'm improving. So there's one of the fire stations. And I'm going to build a second one right over here. And it works very well. I like this position. Nope, I don't want to do that. Oh, I do need to build another one on Karlsruhe in a moment. Get that built up over here. I do need some banners.
Production has stopped.
Banner. Banner. Pretty neat. And I do feel like we should do some beautification. We have to. If we don't, there's a problem. And we don't want problems in the household. Right? Right. What the hell? That was a Gmail notification. Sorry. Okay. And I feel like we can make it look nice. Just because it's an army group doesn't mean that it can't be nice, right? Right. Column. I can't put a column over there. That's unfortunate. Column. I'll put the column over here, though. That'll be better. Oh, you know what? Series of arches middle may not be a bad thing later. I'm gonna do this, too. Because why the heck not? Banner, 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 banner. Yeah, I'm legitimately doing this. Banner, 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 banner. Neat. Love it. So we have banners that are coming out through here. How come I messed up with the road? Excuse me? Oh, no. No, but don't copy that. No. There we go. So, you know what? Don't delete that, because if I do, that's going to pretend you didn't see that. Put the banner in the middle. Oh, look at that. A fresh, brand new banner right there. Isn't that great? Yeah, fantastic. Love to see it. What are the other things we can put here? You know what? Megaphone towers would kind of work in this setting, I think. Where's that sanitation facility? Right over here. I'll put this one over here, and I'll put another loudspeaker over here, which it doesn't really make a lot of sense considering how it's part of the Anarchist DLC, but like, just ignore what he's written on them, I guess. That's probably the best way of going about it. Okay, can we get the cannon foundries underway? I think we can. And we have 200 plus soldiers that'll definitely help us out in this regard. So I want to build up... What's the timer on them? 45 seconds? Okay. That's going to be one. That'll be the second one. That should be sufficient enough so far. And I want to do something like this in the middle. You know what? Column. How about that? Column right in the middle. Banner. 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 I've heard that the next update to the RANTIAN Imperium mod is going to incorporate the Legion banners, so I will be replacing a decent number of these with the Legion banners, specifically with the third, because this is majority the third Legion. I can't wait to see what this looks like in 14 minutes. Hopefully, it'll allow me to do so. Our soldiers are not particularly happy because they don't have any of these. So we can bring in some horses. That's not, or we can have some here. Let's get some stables built up. Where are the stables at? They're right here. And I think we can get another grain farm going. Because we should have this connected to it. I at least would like to get 2 of them. Oh, you know what? Let's do it like this. Let's put one stable over there. We'll put another stable over here. And then we will have our grain farm kind of somewhere in the middle. Like so. And then we'll go through and link them up like this. Yeah, there we go. That's nice. I like it. These guys need to have a warehouse over here because, well, quite frankly, they're very far away. There we go. That looks very nice. We'll give our soldiers the horses, which in this case will make them happier. Recreation area. They have hops fertility over here. No kidding. So we can give them beer? Beer and card games.
I invite to talk to me in person, so your concerns can be dealt with.
See, that's why I like those loudspeakers. They're cool. I don't know. That's just a weird thing I like. Okay, we're starting to get our first initial cannons in here. So the next one is going to be the military training complex. And the military training complex is going to require us to have our basic ammunition. We already have the gunpowder factory, which is going to be working very fast. It's not going to, you know, it's working a lot faster than what it needs to do for the cannon foundries right now.
It's a surprise inspection.
Which is totally fine. I'm so happy about that. But now what we're going to need to do is we're going to put some of these modules to our mine shafts over here, because that way we get some of the resource needed from them to continue on our expansion. Is that on both? No, it's only on one. Can we do this? Is it gonna work? Yeah, it would. But we need to make sure we have enough timber coming here at all
Production
times.
has stopped.
And I think what I would like to do is also probably get another lumberjack hut over in this corner. No, that's not what I needed. I need a road. Thank you. That's perfect. Get another one of these modules. We'll attach it to this one here, and then this one will be right over here. Because these ones are all of our active mines. They need to make sure they get the timber right now in order for them to function. Let me also go ahead and pre-plant. Oh, wait, hold up. The care packages, we were going to need this. Because I was contemplating having some steam shipyards over here. Where are we going to put these ones? I think maybe on the other side of the room. Yeah. Care package factory. They would need, okay, basic. Let's see. We would need to bring in water, which we can produce here, and sausages. The other one for medium care packages would be water, potatoes, beef, and flour. And then the big one, which we can't even contemplate right now, is going to be coffee, biscuits, chocolate, and jam. How about no? How about hell no? We're going to need the piggies. We're going to need the piggies, and we're going to need them now. We can have a little settlement over here as well, I think. What are
Ready
you?
for a challenge.
You're bringing in the military uniforms. Here, this. Get rid of that one. We're going to change up this route a little bit, because that's a lot of the military uniform. We already brought a bunch in here to begin. Let's bring in some of the sausages, and then I don't know if Imperial all behind. Oh, there is water over here. Great, let's do that as well. Bring those in. But I will start processing some of the water stuff over here just as is, because it's not that difficult. And they're not going to really take that much advantage of it. So let's get a water over... Oh, wait, hold on. I put the water right next to this.
Wherever whomever you meet, cherish truth, defend it fiercely.
How the hell is this dude not deaf up here? That scared the daylights out of me. No, thank you. And I put down freaking water distribution next to a sanitation facility. Nope. Sorry. Can't put it there. You will not make it to the main harbor area. Now you will. I move it over just a wee bit. That's pretty good. I'll put another one over here. That should be totally fine. So excited for this. Okay, let's take a look-see at some of these modules. I'm curious about the military housing. Look at that, man. Look how gorgeous that is. But what does it do? Oh! Okay, so there we go. That has like an item slot attached in it. Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. And then the campuses, well, they're definitely a lot larger. They might have 3 as opposed to this one that just has the 1. Well, that's kind of neat. I'll have to find really good places for those. Music Pavilion is definitely going to be the awkward positioning one, but at least we have the basis for this. I think what I'll do, though, is I want to get paving all in the back here. I just want to see how far I can take this little area. Okay. Well, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. I kind of wish I had access to these fence networks. That would be kind of cool. But, I mean, I'm not bent out of shape about it whatsoever. I'm loving every single second of this right now. Maybe we have some more of our soldiers in the back, too, with some of our horses. Yeah, I think that'll be pretty cool. Let's get rid of this, and maybe this. And that way we can get a fence put around it. I think I want to do that. Here, please. Thank you. And then, you know, the main thing is, I tend to do this, and I regret my decision every single time. I like to put down paving first and foremost and just see what it looks like, and then consider putting other stuff. So let's get our soldiers out here as quickly as possible. And what we'll need to do is we need to have some officers in the front. I need to find the cavalryman. There he is. Okay. There's one officer, two officers over on this side as well. And over here too. We need our banners, obviously. Banner, 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 banner. Neat. Our columns, naturally. Column, 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 column. What's the... What other ones do we have? We can just, you know what? We can have a couple more. Is that 2 in the middle? Oh, it is 2. Okay, okay. For some reason, I thought it was 3 tiles. That's not what I wanted. I like this guy quite a bit. So we're going to put down that statue. And I want to get paving to just finish out this complex right here. Nice. So how many soldiers do we have here? 1.4, almost 1.5. And it's looking good. It's looking good. And he's content because of the horses now. So that's pretty good. Sleeping bags, what do you need for those? Oh. Well, okay. That ain't happening. The recreation center. Recreation center. Oh, you know what? I haven't built this military prison at all. Consumption of soap, bread, and work clothes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. We got to make sure our Rantians are, like, they're always paying attention. They're being their best, you know? I think military prison, like, right here kind of works. Low-key. Maybe one over. Is that the entrance? Yeah, it looks like the entrance. I think there's another model to that, but I'll build that up later. Because it's really not the most important thing we need right now. We need lead smelters. What are we missing?
We've run out of cabins.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's the problem. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. We have 326 of our soldiers over here. I'm going to get rid of the small one. And I am going to go ahead and build this big one if I possibly can. Which is going to go, like, right about here. I'm not particularly fond of the spot, but I'll just do it anyway. So minus 78 with our soldier workforce right now. But this will help us out a great deal because obviously it is a maxed out warehouse. And now every single one of these guys within the radius are using our soldier work. But I ideally want to focus on this island. Get some more encampments built up. I'll more than likely fix up these rooms. Well, because I don't know. I'm not feeling 100% on them, and you know how I get. Like, if it's not 100%, there's no way that I can even sleep effectively at night. Not like I do anyway. But we're gonna put that there, and I'm gonna need a field hospital. Let's put a field hospital right about here. And once these guys have all the stuff that they need, then we should be back over the threshold. If I want to get some... we should definitely get the oil springs going. I think that'll be a fantastic idea. Small oil harbor. Let's put that down here. Yeah, small oil harbor will be down in this side. And we definitely want some oil stores. We're gonna need a bunch, really. I'm gonna start routes from Imperial Albahan. Bring it over here. That is... Yeah, I think in the main harbor area, that's where we're gonna have our steam shipyards. I think it's just the most defensible. And then over back here, we're gonna have artillery and stuff like that to protect our oil supplies and whatnot. But we need to definitely get in some more resources to begin with. We are lacking what? Reinforced concrete. Okay, well...
Airborne and ready to go.
You know what? We got some over here. We're gonna head over to New Albion. We're going to grab some Nice reinforced concrete. We're gonna bring it back because I feel like I'm just constantly pressed for concrete now. And the population going down again. What's your problem? Oh, because they haven't even populated yet. Nice. Okay, so with the ammunition, I think, did we get the lead smelter up? I don't think we did yet. No, we need to do so. The lead smelter, we can probably put over here in this corner. Or you know what? No, we can put it right over here. Let's put the lead smelter right about here. So we do have some galena, and we do have plenty of coal reserve. I think just as a precaution, I'm going to get another one of things built up into right now. But I'll fix the roads up first. Yeah, let's get the roads fixed up to these guys. Looks a little bit better. Let me see about pre-planning a warehouse over here. Where would that'll be a spot for the warehouse? We don't even have any timber. We're pressed for everything. we can get timber. I just haven't put any of the sawmills down, which maybe I should. Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea. Get at least 2 sawmills, and then I will get another lumberjack hut probably out here. Reason for this is they're going to produce some passive sawdust for me, and it's going to help out with the galena modules anyway, but the sawdust can also help us out with regards to getting those other power plants if we really want them. The ones that use the pellets. Okay, do we have enough for the basics? Yep, we do. Let's get that working, because that'll make our soldiers even happier to have some care packages. Really trying to get as much stuff done today as possible.
Ready to fly.
You guys don't need any of that, so how about... Where's the reinforced concrete? Reinforced concrete, where are you? There you are. Bring that down here, and then I'm going to go to Imperial Albahan probably to get the remaining stuff that I need. Karlsvahut does not have a lot of resources anyway in order to build another one of the commuter piers, so I'm just going to put it down as a blueprint for now, but we'll connect it up here soon. And then we're really going to have to focus on influence generation, which the cool thing about this is, like, if we were returned back to Xandros, these guys are going to give us a bunch more influence the more stuff we give them.
Cream whip and toppity top.
Okay. Only issue is that we can't provide everything to them yet, but it is on the to-do list in order to get all that stuff done naturally. When you get to like stages like this in campaign, it takes forever to get stuff done anyway. Put all the reinforced concrete in here. That way these guys can resume construction of the fort. And we do need to get we got that lead smelter. So what else do we need for this? We have the gunpowder, we have the lead smelter, so we just need the basic weapons ammunition factory.
Airborne
Okay.
and ready to go.
We go over here, we're gonna take a decent chunk of the timber. And we're going to bring it back. I'll actually put in all the military uniforms back into Imperial Albahan. Because I don't need to just hoard them in this airship. I can just go to and from. Or rather, I do just need to go. And the oil refinery, I think we need to get at least... So, this is going to be the first one, right about here. And the second one is going to be right about here. Now, there is a common misconception when it comes to oil refineries, and I would like to explain it, because I think it's important for not only Anno veterans if you don't know about this, because I didn't for the time, but also for our newer players. So, here's the thing. In Anno 1800, when you put down an oil refinery, and you feel like the radius is not covering every single one of the oil springs, let me explain this. That is okay, because you can pretty much take these things down to like 1 second processing time. But if you only have the one, you won't make a lot more than you think. It's weird to describe it, but having multiple oil refineries is actually to your benefit because they'll process more for you. So by the time the train has gone into this oil refinery, for example, to collect, I don't know, let's say 50 oil, the other one has already collected 50 oil, while this one is still staying there at 0 because the train isn't picking up any more from it. It's just staying into this weird stockpile. But the other one is still going to be functioning enough for you, and that's how you make a lot more oil or extract it out of the ground without using specialists in that regard. So put that in here, and I'm gonna grab a bunch of timber because I'm gonna need it over here, like right now.
Onwards.
And I should build some depots because we should expand the storage capacity as much as possible. I really need to get better with my whole explanation. Okay. I just get it in my head. That's on the to-do list, honestly, to just better myself with regards to how I explain things about this game. Obviously, I'm not like one of the best when it comes to explaining, period, but at least I give it that good college kids try. And I have improved. At least I think I want to say I have improved. Started on YouTube last year. Like, even going back and listening to some of the stuff I was saying, I was like, what in the hell? You actually said that? What? Okay. All right. You do you, boo. Okay. We have enough to get this going? We do indeed. Let's get our basic weapons out here. Basic ammunition. I wish I could put that there, man. Damn it. I think I'll put it over here because it's still within the radius. So, what the heck? Did I swap into blueprint by accident? I did. Oh my god. That was a deer in the headlights moment. Outstanding. Alright. So we have pretty much, I think we have enough. That's 11 seconds. How fast is the lead smelt?
Look busy, people.
Oh, okay. 23 seconds. That's not good. How about we get another one? That's better. Okay, so now that's going to be the 1-to-1. And we're getting the basic ammunition, which means a military training complex. You know what? Get rid of this, because I don't think I want that there. I do want the military training complexes. They are just perfectly positioned right here. I'm sorry. That's happening. How far does it go? Not as far as I need it to be. But we can put the second one over here, and that'll work just fine. So we have 2 of the military training right there. And then the last thing that we're going to have to focus on is to get the mint productions going, which are going to require artisans. And I am not going to be using one of their warehouses for that because I have a ton of artisans. I need them to work. And they'll just go by 4 minutes at least.
What'll it be?
Where do we get some bricks? Imperial Albahan, do you have any bricks? You have 122. Got some bricks. Don Seer has some bricks.
No
I'm going to go and procure them. They also do have a decent amount of hops, so I might consider bringing the hops over because
We'll raise a glass
they
to
have
you,
the
Gav.
beer already. Yeah, and they'll produce enough of the hops to keep going for quite some time, I think. We need to just start making some trade lanes and such. I'm going to bring
at your service.
the Endeavor also to Imperium Army Group Center now that it is, you know, being constructed now. It looks awesome already, I will say that. It looks really cool. I wish this gets done. I really hope this gets done by the end of the episode. That'd be really freaking cool. Alrighty, so now I think I'm just going to end it off really by just doing some basic beautification stuffs. And not a hell of a lot, because I just feel like it's not really that needed in certain areas. But the cool thing is I do have access to stuff like this. So, like, how come we don't have the cannon? Like, we have Memorial 1, and you know what? Memorial 1, right over here, it works very, very well. So, let's go and put that down right there. I do like this open area in the front with the road, but at the same time, I don't. I don't know. It's irking me. A little bit. It's irking me a little bit too much. Let me think on that while I go over here and
Where to?
grab bricks. It doesn't look
On our
completely
way.
normal, but that, you know what? It might also be because these guys haven't upgraded quite yet. So, are we out of weapons again? What the hell? What the problem is?
An explosion in one of your factories.
The agitators. The agitators are agitating.
A fire broke out.
Oh, yeah, there we go. It's already happening. Okay, what? Oh, we don't have enough wood. Okay, so the wood, we definitely get some more out here. I thought we were producing enough. No, we're not. Oh, okay. So maybe it would be beneficial to get some of the other ones. Right. Let's get another lumberjack hut built up over here because we will need the cannons.
How do?
Okay, we're doing all right. How are you? Not too shabby, as one might say. Not too shabby. Because I don't want to run out of the cannons. But I think... Do we have some basic ammunition? Are these guys working? Hell yeah, dude. There we go. Nice. Okay, so the next thing is we're going to have to work on the mint. But I also do want to put down some recreation centers. Because that's really going to help us out. That's going to be the location for one. And then this will be the location for the second one. And that's covering all of them. For the most part. Yeah, it's looking like it. Ultimately, I do want to kind of snake it around here with more households. We're at 2,000, almost. Not too bad. And obviously, the other barracks buildings are going to have different requirements. So, yeah, so cannons, the mint. Oh, hell, day one camp food. Okay. All right, well... Military headquarters, well, we can definitely build that one. And we do have the military academy, so that will work. That will work once we get them all upgraded over here. That'll be pretty awesome. 200 plus almost to 300. Nice. And 2,000 almost there. Cool. I think I'm going to fast forward this because I do really want to see
has been vanquished.
this thing built up. All right, so we can definitely see agitators are
Stores are
really at
inundated.
work on New Albion. I hope Delta can get everything under control. I will be in communications if... Come on, can we get
We've
these
run out of
factories going?
gubbins.
Do I really need to get the other ones built up? I think I do. I'm not going to even bother with this. Hold on. I'll fix this up really quick. Let's get the industrial camps going. Get that one here, and then this one also right over here. And then, for the time being, I'm just going to invest in getting 2 of Nate's windmills. That way these guys have electricity and they're going to produce so much more wood for us over here. It's insane. Yeah, so I'm going from like 16 to a casual 76. Okay, I'm just saying. It's busted, I know, but I have to do it. I have to do it. Don't we have a perfectly good warehouse over here that you can deliver to? You know? This one is kind of struggling, but I mean, if you want, you can. There you go. Upgrade it twice. And the airship should have returned back with the bricks, so I want to provide those right now. It's always hell for this poor clipper to come through our ships towards the main harbor area, but you know what? I think it's cool. Oh, we're ready for finalization. All right, neat. Let's see what this fort looks like. Can this airship get out of my way? Thank you. All right. Next phase. Hey, nice. All right, we're doing well. We need more reinforced concrete though, so I'm gonna go and be like, "Hey Delta, yeah, I was just over here for like 2 seconds. I need some more of your premium quality reinforced concrete. The reinforced concrete. That's what I need. And then I would be back for some additional resources, like I don't know, say steam motors. I see you got a bunch over there. Yeah, let me just take them and test them out. Then I'll bring them back for you, and I'll tell you, like, do you have the Imperial stamp of approval or not? You know, I'm just saying. It's a great idea, capital idea, even. What the hell? Okay, you should have it. Like, what is going on? They're all at 0 because I don't know why the heck they're just not coming down to get their resources. I might have to just delete them and rebuild them. Yeah, I think sometimes that does happen, I feel, with some of the mods and such. Because now I know for a fact there's plenty of wood in here and they're not even leaving to take it. So we have to rebuild these. What happens if I rebuild them from the worker tier? Where are the cannons? Yeah, it's the exact same thing, but you never know. Sometimes it might change. Yeah, see, there you go. They're already moving. Okay. Well, we need the galena module, so I need to go back to the lead. And I need to put down these guys again. Because now they'll work. Yeah, there we go. It's mods. The mods, it just happens. Really can't do much about it. And I'm not bent out of shape either. It's just, it's okay. It's part of the fact that you've modded the game so much, it just needs time to catch up. But the game didn't crash today, so that means the new ramp sticks are working. That's a really good thing. I'm happy about that. I'm really happy about that. Okay, let me
Ready to fly.
get the reinforced concrete again. Where it at? It's always down here, and I never remember. I'm gonna get like a full... Okay. Plenty of coins
Nose
on New
forward.
Albion as well, but I want to make the stuff here. And it's good that the Endeavor is finally at Imperium Army Group Center as well. It hasn't just been lingering all around. I'm gonna put a pause on the recreation centers. Wait a minute. In order to make the canned food, I can't believe I'm actually saying this. In order to make the canned food, I need the vegetables. Yeah, and I do have the vegetable fertility over here in order to make, and then the cattle farm naturally, and then where does it look? Or I can't. Oh god. Yeah, it's happening. It's legitimately happening. I might just make an open pit iron mine for this instead of using one of the modular ones over there, and then the glorious cannery. I will legitimately provide them canned food. This is the lengths that I go for the Rantian people. I'm legitimately giving you canned food, but it's not going to be garbage because I'm giving you your vegetables and not just red peppers only.
Airborne and ready to go.
Ugh. Alrighty. There we go. So these guys can start up as well. Get the next phase of the fort construction underway. But that's all the time we have for today's episode, my friends. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I said that so. Hopefully. Yeah, that's... yeah, totally. Absolutely. Top tier level commentary even. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. That's what I was meaning to say. Please consider like, commenting, subscribing, hitting that bell button, sharing it with your friends. And I'll catch you in the next episode, my Rantians.